Me again. Going to talk about all work and no play will drive you crazy. We're in the Army, we work, but we should play. We should have some time to do things that we want to do with our off time besides drink and be stupid. Okay? I've got some pictures here. It's kind of flicking through kind of fast. We had the B.O.S. program, which is right where we're at. I recommend like that, be dedicated to work and to the Army, but rest and relax when you have your off time. Use the programs that the Army has for you. Let me slow this down.
Super slow.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Mega slow.
We have a lot of opportunities as soldiers. We got a lot of programs that are offered to us. MWR, which offers the cabins for rental over here. There's also cabins over at Remington Pond.
Hey, the bowling alley.
The bowling alley, which this guy is real familiar with. He's one of our top bowlers in our company. Like that, you have the B.O.S. facility that we're enjoying right now. And so like that, as soldiers, we need to get out. We need to use these facilities so that, because when we show up and we use our ID card, that shows our use of it. And by using these facilities, when they tag money for these facilities, they can still put money to these facilities because we're still using them. If we do a lack of use, then they'll do a lack of money. So we need to use these facilities as we have them, right? So here's some of the cabins at Remington Pond. And like that, there's the cabins that are actually back here on right off Officer Loop. And nice cabins, by the way. I haven't stayed there. Wife and I have. If you want to ever have a little get together with friends, I recommend them.
One guy's really sketchy.
Being up at Fort Drum, we have opportunities, especially in the snowy weather. We can go to a safety class. I think there's, it's offered by the board here in the B.O.S. building. Talks about when the classes are. Of course, there's ski trips. Of course, you can go up there yourself, but B.O.S. has a lot of cool programs. And this is Whiteface. Some pictures of Whiteface.
Nope.
I didn't take them. That's not Whiteface?
No, I'm saying that. Nope.
Oh, I thought that. I'm pretty sure that's Whiteface.
Oh, nope.
Right?
Heights.
But I recommend like that. Get out and do stuff. Here in a second, it's going to show, since I've been here, I've gone to different festivals, the Pirate Days in Alex Bay. There's the Irish festivals coming up in Watertown for St. Patty's Day weekend. Also Utica. I've been down to Utica. And a lot of good people down there. A really neat parade down there. They have a giant Irish festival, well, Scottish Irish festival. They do the actual Highland Games. If you want to see any of that, get to it already. No, it won't go fast enough. Of course, that's just my luck, right? And then, of course, you have the Adirondacks, which are over near us, over to the east. Through the Adirondacks, there's some really nice places to go. Take your girlfriends, take your family, take whoever. There's historical sites throughout there. And then, of course, like that, there's the Ren Fair down in Sterling, which is another good thing to do in the summertime. But there's things to do throughout the seasons. So we should take time to get out and do stuff, right? And then, of course, there's Fort Ticonderoga, if you like the history. Fort Ticonderoga, interesting about it was during the Revolutionary War, Washington actually rode into Ticonderoga and took the cannons to take them down to Boston to defend Boston Harbor in some of the first battles of the Revolutionary War. So that's kind of fascinating. Now, those cannons don't exactly exist anymore at Ticonderoga, as they can tell. There are some cannons of that time period, but they're not really sure if they were the ones. But it's still a really fascinating place to go and check out. It has a really cool display of how the soldiers lived in the barracks and stuff. In fact, they have these beds that are about maybe 3 times the size of this coffee table, and 2 guys to a bed. But the good thing was your buddy was on guard duty for 12 hours, and then when it was your turn to get up and go to guard duty, he slept in the bed. So you didn't have to snuggle up beside each other, thank goodness. Right? Actually, there was the barracks there. This is Fort Ticonderoga from the aerial view.
Pretty.
It's pretty awesome. That's Lake George.
Yeah.
And then, of course, MWR offers travel possibilities. This is actually a beach house that my cousin owns in Tampa. It's called Serendipity on the Shore. And she has a military discount if anybody wants to go down there for a weekend or whatever when we get back from Iraq, or Afghanistan, excuse me. She offers a military discount. And it's a really nice area there in Tampa. It's got its own beach area. I went running on that beach.
Excellent
Of course,
when you run
it was
sand.
interesting because I kept running from pier to pier to pier, and I get down about 3 or 4 piers, and man, I'm tired, you know. And as I ran back, then I realized I'd just done 8 miles today, you know. So, and of course, the Disney trip, MWR offers a 4-day, 4 parks for $150 per person, and that's a sweet deal. Sweet deal. So, there's my wife and I. This is Ottawa, Canada. You were asking? That's the Parliament building up in Ottawa, Canada. We got Canada right up the way, so get yourself your passport because they may let you in, but it's a matter of getting back. So you might want to still have that passport to get back. But there's lots of travel. There's lots of options. We don't have to sit in the barracks and do this. Y'all can get out and go and see and do and enjoy a lot that there is to offer around here, because if you can get out and work hard and play hard, I think you'll be a lot more satisfied with your Army time and service. What I was saying about working for charities, and that was the Watertown Festival, and we're back to the boss. Actually, let me hold that, and I'm also going to show you the, go back to the, darn, technical difficulties. Go back to the Winter Festival. If you'll notice, this is the Doonesbury cartoon. The guy that draws the Doonesbury cartoon actually lives in Saranac Lake. So every year he actually draws the artwork for the festival. And they sell the money, or sell the buttons to make money to have the festival. And the interesting thing about Saranac Lake is it was a health resort back in the early 1900s. And people would go there because they had tuberculosis. And they wanted the clean mountain air to clean themselves out. And in the winter, they were all wanting to do something, so they started having this festival. And part of the festival is they play softball with snowshoes. They're on snowshoes, they play softball, and it's hilarious, right? But they also have parades. They do an ice skating speed competition on the lake. But the castle that I showed you right here, this castle, they build this every year. Come on, you being problematic here. They build that castle every year. They cut the blocks of ice out of the lake and make that castle. There it is. And they light it up every night. And of course I took my pipes, and it was a Celtic theme, so I played out on the little porch of this restaurant and had a good time. And that's just too fascinating, a big ice dragon. Anyway, thank you.